guys, welcome to the mix. It's time for another Corona-catchup. Although, again, things seem to be moving in a positive direction, so it may not be Corona-catchup anymore. I may be able to go back to the usual Weekly Roundup jazz, but whatever. I'm here. It's been a couple of weeks again, I think, and still a gargantuan struggle to, well, you know, keep up and things, but to actually get on the camera and do this, I've got to find a quicker way to do it, as I've said for ages. But yeah, changes are coming. As I said, we were looking at a warehouse for the mix and stuff, and this whole slightly horrid period might come out with a positive and help us springboard to something else. But it's obviously drawn attention to the fact that working in the chaotic shop as we do here isn't really covering the bases in terms of allowing us to do the best service, get the best products, and just have the most fun with what we're doing, which is, again, what we always try and keep fundamentally in mind with this whole thing. I mean, it's a silly pink stripy company with a mascot and the rest, and we sell essentially candy. So, yeah, it's got to be fun. It's got to be fun. Anyway, it has been another long couple of weeks. We are into June. We are a couple of weeks into June, in fact, now. And yeah, from Monday we've got more things opening up and everything, and the weather's still pretty nice. And yeah, I mean, yeah, there's obviously been things going on in the world. So between pandemics and then protests, yeah, it's a lot of pretty unpleasant stuff going on. But anyway, yeah, I'll try and focus on obviously what we do here, which is, yeah, protein snacks and new bits and pieces. So yeah, on that, extra frazzled. I probably don't need more caffeine, but I'll springboard in again to say, I've mentioned before, we got 3D back. It is physically actually back. It's in the building. It's over there. There's a nice big pile of it. So that has been quite well received. We have all original flavours of 3D Energy back, Christian Guzman's 3D Energy. So these are now made in the EU. I can't remember if I actually said this on the video. A couple of people have picked up on it. There's not a lot of difference. In fact, the raw materials are exactly the same. They are, in fact, sent over from the States to be manufactured here. Obviously, colours are picked up the same. You'll notice the label's a bit different on the back. It's in the sort of European compliant format, which is what it should be anyway, so that's great. The only real difference, I mean, the flavours should be pretty much bang on. The only real difference you'll notice is if you pour this out. I rarely do. I tend to just drink from the can. And you wouldn't even notice if you did that. But the colouring's gone. So the grape, for example, would have been purple. The blue would have been blue. The orange, you get the idea. They're all now clear, but the flavours are the same. So again, I think it was the colourings that were a bit of a no-no in the EU, or there's some levels of colours or so. I don't know quite what the deal was, but either way, I think that was something to do with why we had a big gap in terms of getting all the flavours back in. But they're in now, 3D in the mix, bundle, all the rest of it. Great news as well, in about a month and a half, I think, we're going to have not just one, not just two, but a whole bunch of flavours. I think all the flavours. So they're playing catch up. They were going to stagger it. I think the plan currently is to get all of them in, including some new ones, like new ones, all at once. So yeah, that will be one hell of a sort of 3D blitzkrieg, and I'm already dreading bubble wrapping millions of cans, but that'll be coming as well. So yeah, we're still getting through loads of energy drinks here in the mix through all this. And yeah, long may it continue, because I mean, we live on it, so any justification to get more of them in, brilliant. Anyway, yes, on that, 3D is back. Ah, lovely. Right. Okay, where do I start with this one? It's going to be a snappier one. I've already done 4 minutes wittering at you, but I am a little bit pressed for time. It's been a long one packing orders and trying to sort this place. So I will try and keep this snappy, otherwise I probably won't get a chance to edit it and upload it. So it has to be a bit shorter. Has to be. So we have got, snack-wise, new Fulfil bar, Fulfil Chocolate Deluxe. We should have had this weeks ago. I've mentioned it before. We finally got it in. I know it's not a big headline release. It's not been jumped on quite as quickly as the Grenade Strawberry Ice Cream, which is a phenomenal bar and deserves to do very well and continues to do well. And yeah, it's. I think the other problem with it is it's quite similar to the chopped brownie they do. So I'll come back to that in a bit, and we'll talk about the differences and stuff. But it's another really nice bar, if a bit samey. Anyway, we've got slightly different. We've got vegan M&Ms. Well, essentially M&Ms. They are, I think they describe them as crisp-coated signature chocolates with a peanut heart. I think this is their careful way of essentially saying M&Ms. So it's vegan friendly, gluten free, all natural. They're lower sugar as well, so it's a very conscientious take on the beloved M&M. And yeah, you've got the crunchy shell, you've got the intense chocolate inside, you've got a roasted peanut thing. It does taste probably ever so slightly more natural in doing it, but fair play to them. I mean, lovely packaging, lovely take. They've got little Smarties things coming as well, so I'll come back to Miiro in a minute. Okay, so they're in. I'll show you those things foodie-wise. And then supplements, we have more from Ghost, still more from Ghost, including restocks and the rest. You have to forgive me because it's almost... It seems at the moment that we are essentially Ghost. The amount of new launches and stock and products and stuff that are coming in at the moment, even looking at the Instagram, we just glanced at it and it's just like Ghost launch, Ghost launch, Ghost launch, etc. So we had the greens, we've had the gamer, we had the chocolate cereal milk, a spicy pineapple margarita, burn came in, burn black came in, loads of new products all at once. But this is just a reflection of what Ghost are doing themselves. So they had loads of stuff in the pipeline and they had a few delays. I think the virus situation didn't help and everything's all arrived at once, including most spectacularly, they got the Nutter Butter Shake over in the States. There's a new Whey over there, glorious red tub, Nutter Butter Cookies. That's another Mondelez one following on from Chips Ahoy, which brings us to what we've got here. Anyway, yes, Ghost. I've got a bunch of Ghost stuff to talk to you about, and then that's it. But I'll try not to go into too much detail. There's nothing sort of totally new versus videos I've done in the past, but it's just new flavours and things restocked. I mean, it is totally new, but it's still the fundamental way, you know. Okay, so we'll start with the snacks, the usual one. Woo! Yes, Chocolate Deluxe Fulfil. There you go. I said Phil. That's not Phil, sorry, frazzled. Fulfil. To help you fulfill your chocolate cravings here. And it is an all-out chocolatey experience. Lovely wrapper, lovely bars, the usual nutritionals on these. So we are talking less than 3 grams of sugar. I think it's actually less than 2 grams of sugar, so I'm not sure why they've said 3 grams of sugar. What else have we got going on? We've got the 20 grams of protein, we've got the vitamins and the minerals. They fortify these things always. So this is why they call them bars with benefits. Anyway, to open this, what are you? Yeah, it's not only the chopped brownie this will make you think of most immediately, it will also make you think of probably the old bar that was discontinued probably 6 months ago, maybe. The Triple Choc Deluxe, so Chocolate Deluxe, Triple Choc Deluxe, really? But they've taken away the triple, which would outwardly seem like a bummer, but actually this is a much, much nicer bar. The triple one had a white chocolate coating, which sounded nice, but to be honest, the flavour never hit home for me. It just didn't taste quite right, so I wasn't ever a big fan of that bar. It did okay, but this is Chocolate Deluxe. It's the same. It's an homage to the same thing, and it's like the chopped brownie, but to me, it's a little bit milkier, and the chocolate chips on top had a little bit more texture, a little bit more fun, and they're kind of more intense. So it is a more chocolatey experience than the chopped brownie. But yeah, there is not a lot in it. If you love chocolate though, and who doesn't, it's another sort of surefire winner to bring into the range, and you can kind of pick and choose your favourite. So this is in the new format, along with all their other bars. I think every Fulfil bar we have now is new format. Obviously, cookies and cream's been discontinued. Yes, the triple choc went a while ago. The lemon went a while ago. The coconut chocolate went a while ago. They had a strawberry chocolate that went a while ago. So yeah, what we have there is what I have, but it's a lovely range. So yeah, shut up and just show you. Yes, you see straight away. I mean, I know I say we like knobbly things here in the mix, and we always go on about that texture in the bars. This is almost spiky, is what we're getting here. Make sure it's actually filming. So yeah, very, very chocolatey bar, complete with dark chocolate or rather sort of plain chocolate, spiky bits. So, Now, it's not the most exciting thing in the world, which is maybe why they drag their heels a little bit in getting them to us. But it's a really nice bar. It's got great macros, and if you love chocolate, and it's a surefire win for that really. So you've got the kind of chocolatey base, you've got a chocolatey caramel fondant thing, you've got plain sort of chocolate chips all over the side, very intense burst of flavour on those, nice texture difference. It's quite soft. Yeah, you get the idea. It's a mite more truffly than the chocolate brownie. I think the chocolate chips on the outside, which are quite sturdy and stuck on there actually, really do add to that. Yeah, it's a nice bar. I'm not going to rave and say it's the most exciting thing, the most different bar on there, but you like Fulfil's range, and they are very popular. They're quite widely available. This is another lovely addition to it. So in the mix right now, pick and mix it in our fully Fulfilled bundle. yeah, you won't regret it. It's just a nice chocolate bar, nice snack to have on you, even if there's nothing I can write home about it being totally game-changing. But yeah, we wanted it for a while. It still merited covering. Oh, big bikes everywhere. It still merited covering in the videos and doing the Instagram posts. So yeah, usual lovely shot from Millie there. It's a very safe, quite tasty bar. All right. And calorie-wise, what are they at? Sorry. Yeah, 205, so it's one of the lower ones for the range. All good. Right, other snack-wise, I will open these as well, just so you get the idea. So these are the Miiro M&Ms-style crispy coated chocolate peanuts. I guess you call them that. Yeah. We took a dream that heavenly could be wholesome and poured our creativity into making it a wondrous reality. Sounds pretty good. So yeah, in terms of the USPs, vegan, gluten-free, 33% less sugar, etc, etc. But yeah, M&Ms, vegan-friendly, nice and creative, can't go too wrong. Little packs, I think they're 35-gram packs, but can you see in there? See, I was a bit dismayed not to get some more colour going on. Maybe pink ones, that would have been great. Maybe they can add that, so there you go. Oh, let's get a mix of colours. We've got orange, I think it's obviously, yeah, kind of the theme they're going with. You don't see anything useful. Yeah, they look like M&Ms. They crunch like M&Ms. Let's see if I can halve one for you, hang on. There you go. So, usual deal. It's quite a nicely roasted peanut inside, actually. It's been quite well done. I was afraid these would be quite plain. Actually, no, it's a roasted peanut. Quite an intense dark choc, slightly darker choc than the usual M&Ms. But of course, M&Ms do a dark choc one. It's really hard to get here, but you tend to get them on the continent. Look out for those. They are spectacular. Anyway, it's a bit more like that, which is a win. And then it's the crispy, in this case, lower sugar shell. It gives it that kind of M&M Smarty sort of vibe. Very, very tasty. Very Moorish. And yeah, it's the first vegan-friendly M&M we've come across. Really nice. And it's like £2 a bag, so they're slightly on the pricier side, but again, great ingredients, the USPs on doing it, and for the vegan-friendly thing, really nice. And I think they have Smarties coming soon, so these might be a bit like the Doisy and Dan ones, but we haven't tried them yet. They should be a few weeks, I think. It took us a while to get these ones in. But yeah, M&Ms, big fans of M&Ms here. That had to happen. So yeah, Chocolate Fulfil, chocolate M&M style things. That's that. Thank you, Miiro. Very nice. Incidentally, we used to sell them probably 4 years ago when we first got the shop, because they started with doing vegan-friendly ice creams, and this was before Magnum were doing them or Cornetto were doing them, so they were very, very early to market with it, and they were really nice, quite small, quite rich, quite creative though. Saw them at trade shows like Veg Fest and stuff, and yeah, we had to get them in the mix, so when we can actually sell ice cream, we did that in the freezers I'm pointing over there. Obviously, we've never managed to sell ice cream online. I would love to. M&M shell. But yeah, we've never really figured it out, and I think more often than not you'd have delivery problems and stuff. So yeah, we ain't there yet. I'd love to sell ice cream. Ice cream's probably my #1 passion. I'm addicted to ice cream. But sadly, it's the one thing I can't really sell, and it didn't really take off in the shop. But anyway, their ice creams, they were great, and they've moved on to doing these snacks and things. So yeah, can't wait to see what other stuff they come out with. Okay, right. Before I jump on to Ghost, I'll very quickly say, I've got over here yet more Beanies flavours. We have got cherry Bakewell, and we have got Jaffa cake. These things just don't stop. Millie heroically keeps ordering them to try and keep up with the demand, but they're really, really popular. And there are way too many flavours to keep track of now, but you'll find them on there as well. There was one Skinny Food Co. thing I was going to mention quickly, and I'm desperately looking around to see if we've left a bottle. We haven't. If you know the Jordan Skinny Syrups we used to do, I say used to do, we still kind of do when we can get stock, but it's basically impossible to come by at the moment. But these are the 750ml bottles. They were designed to pour into coffees, really, but you could use them as desserts, baking, anything else, really. But we were doing Jordan syrups for a very long time. Of late, yeah, become next to impossible to get hold of. Anyway, Skinny Food Co., in their bid to do every sort of diety, guilt-free product under the sun, have just done the same thing, essentially big barista-style coffee syrups, sugar-free. So yeah, you can put it to vanilla lattes, and the rest they've got, I think, 5 flavours. Vanilla's there. There's hazelnut praline, chocolate heaven. Maybe it's just chocolate. Salted caramel, of course, that was always the best seller in the Jordans, and English toffee, again, really big hitter in the Jordans. Yeah, I don't have one of them around. The only big difference is they're slightly more expensive, but they're slightly bigger. So the Jordans ones were 750 millilitres. These are a full litre, so they're quite beastly things. And we couldn't get nearly enough in. I think most of them have gone already, but there are a few left on site if you jump on. We'll get more as soon as we can. But just imagine I'm showing you a bottle here with a Skinny Food Co. label on it. I think they're doing peanut butter cups now as well. I just saw them advertise that. So yeah, more of that will be coming. And also, so I'm going to stop looking around because it's too much of a mess here. If the shop were running and we were doing our jobs properly here, or at least it was a kind of normal time, then we'd have these out and I'd be able to reach for them. But they've done seasonings as well. I forget, they've come in since the last video. So these seasonings, yeah, calorie-free and the rest of it, but you'd expect them to be. So they have a whole range of different things, from sort of fish seasoning through to, normal barbecue stuff, ranch stuff, like garlic and herb type stuff. There's about, I don't know, 15 of them, loads of them. Anyway, a few quid a thing. And you can use these to, season your savoury food. So yeah, pretty cool stuff from them. They've got their labels on them as well. You've probably got the similar stuff from Schwartz's and elsewhere, but if you're a big fan of the Skinny Food Co. range and you love their stuff, this is the same offering from them in cute little jars and everything. So grab it when you're next in the mix if you're into that kind of thing. Okay, right, Skinny Food Co. Yeah, that was a rubbish show and tell because I haven't got anything to you to show, so it was just a tell. But they're in, of course, as usual, just arrived section on site. Get involved. Right. The big hitter here, I'm going to lead in with this and then we'll go on to the gamer at the end, is a brand new Whey from Ghost. It has been about a year since a new Whey from Ghost, at least here in the UK. And there it is. So, this is Chocolate Chip Cookie. Bit of history to this. And I didn't know, because I knew this was coming, but I didn't know exactly how we could pitch it. Because it obviously is, they've been pretty clear about this now, so I don't have to dance around it, but it's essentially the Chips Ahoy Whey they released in the States last year, which obviously we've been drooling over, desperate to get over here. I've been begging Dan. It's just the problem is not them, and it's the same with some of the collabs. The problem is the licensing. So the companies have got the licensing all nailed down in the States, and they're happy about that. To bring it over to Europe, I think they're just risk averse. So yeah, they don't want to be told that they haven't got permission to do X, Y, and Z in whatever category that's in. And I mean, to be honest, they'd probably be fine. We're talking big brands here: Chips Ahoy, Nutter Butter, for example, Sour Patch Kids, Swedish Fish. I mean, yes, they're normally imports in terms of the UK at least, but like they're household names. I mean, if they were going to have a legal battle in their hands, you figure they would have had it already. But either way, that's the issue. So I think Ghost are allowed to use this in the States at the moment. They don't necessarily have the rights around the world, which is a bit of a problem. The thing is, the shake's so good, so creative, so unique, so fun, massive cookie pieces and the rest. They were desperate to bring it out for the rest of the world. They do feel bad that we miss out on a load of these collabs. If you follow their video episodes on YouTube, you will see that they frequently make mention to that. They'd love to release stuff everywhere, they just can't. Anyway, the loophole in this, the hack to work around it, was to release the same shape, the same formula, the same cookie pieces. They are still Chips Ahoy, official Chips Ahoy cookie pieces as well, in a different tub. So it's not obviously lovely and blue. It's not got the Chips Ahoy logo on it. I was going to actually try and get some Chips Ahoy cookies just for those you folks not familiar with this. It's another cookie brand, kind of a household one in the States, a bit like Maryland or McVitie's, the stuff that we have here. So it's no real difference to that, and no real difference to that. So I was going to ding and put the logo up there. Maybe I'll edit that in. We'll see if I get time. It's the same thing, it's just got the different tub on it, so it's the slightly more kind of generic tubs that they do across the rest of the Whey thing. Still very sexy, of course, but it misses the kind of vibrant blue and the cookies on it. So just imagine that. But inside is just as good as it is in the States. And I rarely do this because it's messy and it's kind of difficult to show on camera, but I've actually taken the trouble because the big novelty of this guy is the fact that it has those big cookie pieces in. And it's not a cookies and cream shake. I mean, you could probably say the base flavour of it is cookies and cream. So I've actually got some mixed up here, so I'll show you. Because they're going for a kind of cookies and milk sort of vibe. So the base protein is really just a kind of sweet milk, a sort of vanilla-y sort of, yes, you could say cookie-ish. The more the cookies disintegrate, which I'll show you in a sec, the more actual cookie it tastes like. But because it's genuine 100%, you know, kind of real Chips Ahoy cookie they've just mashed up in there in kind of chunks, and complete with the kind of dark choc chips as well, which yeah, it's very, very cool. It does bring that flavour in, so it's not a pasty, it's the actual flavour. The base, therefore, I think they've left kind of quite plain just to stand in the background to this, but all mushed up, it works fantastically well. Where was I going with that? It's the exact same formula, as I said, and the novelty is the big chips in it. Some people may not like chips in their way, but let me just show you, because they're not kidding, they've put a lot in. So this is, yeah, old school pick and mix shaker. If any of you guys remember this, we used to run these. I really need to do some more shakers. But yeah, I mixed this one up before, and let's see if that actually shows through. I'm just showing you exactly how, there you go, exactly how much cookie stuff is in the bottom of this. And you can see it's not just cookie pieces, it's not just kind of biscuity stuff floating around, it's actually got chocolate chips. So if we give it a swirl, actually mix it back in, because I deliberately left that to sit there a bit. Yay! There you go, you can see them swirling around there. Big generous things. Now, few cool hacks with this one, so I'm still playing with it. I'm ashamed to say, I've only just now tried this. I never managed to wrestle a tub in from the States. Did order some, got stuck in customs, so, because the guys don't bring it over and do the paperwork themselves, it's a bit tricky to order in from the States, and obviously they don't technically ship to the UK anymore, now they have the UK thing. So, yeah, it's tricky to get this over. The best way is if you've got a friend who's in the States and can swing by GNC and can get these things. So, lucky you if you're, well, right now people aren't really flying anywhere, but that's the best trick usually. Anyway. Yes, so milky base, but when the cookies go in, they're actually remarkably crisp, right? Because they're dry in the tub here. Boom. So this is the sample tub we dived in. So you can, I'm going to show you this. You can still see the cookie pieces lurking within there. Pretty cool, and it smells like cookies. It smells like milky cookies. Anyway, when it goes in, they are obviously dry. They keep their crunch, the chocolate chips too. And as you mix it up, yeah, you can use it with milk. You can use it with, I just use water. I always do. The cookie pieces stay quite crisp and crunchy. So while you're drinking it, you bite the biscuit as you're doing it. You bite the choc chips. Well, the choc chips stay, but the biscuit disintegrates. And that's when it gets really interesting for me, because if you let it sit there for a few minutes and then shake it again, you've suddenly got a much more kind of choc chip cookie flavour that comes through. The actual cookie pieces kind of disintegrate into the whey, and that's when it gets, yeah, that's really delicious. And to be honest, it takes me back to my childhood when, okay, this is before I was into protein and I was, you know, desperate to give myself diabetes by eating just nothing but sweets. But I would blend digestives and stuff with milk and everything, and you can put a scoop of vanilla ice cream in. I used to go to a place down in Brighton, if you know, the South Coast. I think they had a bit of a chain called Shakeaway, and they blend anything up. They blend iron brew bars, and they blend cream eggs, and they blend digestives, and you could go in and spec this, and they basically do milk, vanilla ice cream, and then the ingredients of your choice. So yeah, it's basically like that. So incredibly bad for you, but this is a much healthier take on it, obviously with protein and the great full disclosure Ghost Whey blend and everything that goes with that. So yeah, it's really fun. It is a novelty shake. So I'm not going to pretend this is probably something that's going to, you know, replace your peanut butter cereal milk or your cereal milk. But for the, you know, when they say there's cookie pieces in it and they're real choc chip, they're real Chips Ahoy pieces in, they ain't kidding. You get the full experience. We've had shakes that say cookie dough before, and there's nothing, you know, it's just a kind of general sweetness. You've no idea what's really in there. But they have gone to town on it, so they've actually delivered on this. And I'd say it's something that all of you big Ghost fans, you need to try this, because this is a real game changer. And obviously this collab, even though the tub lacks the blue and everything, it is exactly the same stuff inside, right? You can read on the ingredients, it's still Chips Ahoy cookies and everything as well. Then obviously as it breaks down, that's pretty cool. Also, you can put it in oats and things and you get a little bit of crunch with it as well. A lot of people just bake with this stuff anyway, they don't necessarily drink it. I tend to just drink it. And ditto with yogurt, so you get the cookie piece and the choc chips, very cool. Or if you really want to kind of destroy the idea but get the flavour, you can blend it. So if you were to blitz this, then you'd get the full flavour with the chocolate swirl and everything. And I think that, yeah, that would be a wonderful flavour to the whole thing. I quite like the texture, so I go somewhere in between. Let them go a bit mushy, and then you can kind of drink it. But yeah, it's a very nice ghost shake. It's probably one of the, actually, it's hard to say whether it's sweet or not, because I think the base shake isn't that sweet, but the cookie pieces obviously are. But as they integrate, then it meets somewhere in the middle. Very cool anyway, just a general milky cookies and cream undertone with the cookie pieces and the choc chips. Pretty unique from Ghost, very unique from Ghost. And yeah, it's the first new Whey, as I say, we've had for a while. So it's flown out of the mix already. I know it was a successful launch for them. And yeah, I do hope you guys try it. It's in our Ghost Shake Stack bundle, our before and after bundle. There's a recovery bundle and things like the before and afters. You choose one of the pre-workouts, then you get the protein for afterwards as a recovery thing. Shake Stack gives you a sort of 10% saving buying 2 tubs together, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so in the mix now on this bad boy. And look forward to hearing what you think of it. I think some people might say, oh, I don't like bits in my protein, in which case, then you're dead to me. But for the rest of you guys, I think you'll have some fun with this, and it's nice to have another new one from Ghost. On the new bits in terms of Whey, we should also have the coconut ice cream, the seasonal one. I believe we will be getting a few cases of it. So it's not going to be masses, but that'll probably be the next new thing from them. A few weeks' time, I think it's on the way. Anyway, that one is extremely limited. This one is here to stay. Final one. Gamer. So last video, I actually introduced you to Gamer. We had this guy here. This is the, again, this is the collab thing. So we're very lucky to have a limited number of these. The Red Berry, the Sour Patch Kids. Usually this one doesn't come over to the EU, but we managed to get a hold of some. Very nice. Red Berry, sound and sweet and everything. It has done spectacularly well indeed. The good reviews are coming in. People are loving this product. So I think it's safe to say Ghost's first foray into the esports space has been a storming success. And they're starting to build the Ghost Lifestyle gaming page and everything as well. So streamers, creatives, not just the usual kind of fam that follow Ghost are going to be coming to the brand, and it's really cool, and they're going to love things like the Chips Ahoy shake, the Nutter Butter shake, and everything like that as well. So it's going to be a whole new thing for Ghost to look at, a whole new market, a whole range of new products for it to play with. So it's all, yeah, very exciting all round. Anyway, we had this flavour in, we did not have the other 2 flavours, and I was a bit bummed about that because the main flavour that's really stuck on the marketing, ooh, it's a long one. Main flavour that's been really stuck on the marketing has been the peach. So yeah, I can now bring this on in to show you. A lot of you who jumped on maybe the Ghost UK site or indeed the US site and stuff, if you're following me from the following us from the US, would have tried the peach. Ghost lent on it heavily. They did the sampling of the peach flavour. They're very proud of it. It's a new one for them, and it's not peach mango or guava peach and anything like that. It is straight up peach. And yeah, it's very, very delicious, very natural tasting, and yeah, quite a unique one, I think, especially for this kind of product. It's maybe not one that's made it. I mean, we've got G Fuel, for example. They don't have a peach flavour, at least no peach that's come across to us. Anyway, new one for Ghost. Really pleased with it. They, I think they debuted it in the Gamer thing here. And we have this flavour in the mix now. Limited stock, but yeah, we just got that in. It hit the site yesterday, in fact, so we got lucky with that. We got this in, and of course the usual collab they've done for a long time, the Warheads Sour Watermelon. Right, loads of you guys will know this flavour. It exists in a bunch of other SKUs, like I guess the most famous is Legend, right? The main pre-workout. This is still the big hitter there, still the best-selling flavour. They have the green apple in it. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes to this as well, but right now it's the classic sour watermelon. You can't beat it. That is in the mix, all 3 flavours, and of course you can actually get the Gamer in the other bundles. So I've actually put it along with Burn, and there's been a restock on all those, including Pina Colada, and Burn, and Pump, which is the stim-free one, Legend, and of course, yeah, that's there now. So there's the sort of 4 pre-workout-esque ones. You could use this as a pre-workout. It's not madly high in caffeine. They've deliberately reined that back in, and it's natural caffeine, which will give you a sort of smoother ride anyway, but there's a lot of nootropics in there, some stuff to help uptake, some stuff to help recovery, just, yeah, generally keep you ticking over quite well. It is mainly focused on focus, but this has many applications in the gym as well, so you can really do that mind-muscle connection, you can really concentrate on your sets, you can really zone in, and that works across all walks of life, really. So if you are studying, if you're doing spreadsheets, if you are, of course, gaming, esports, I mean, it can really boost reaction time as well. As I said, the really cool thing about this, and Ghost went in heavy, is that they're using ingredients that are among the first to hit the market that have actually been tested on esports athletes. So actually looking at things that matter to those folks, like, yeah, tapping speed and things like that, reaction time, and that can make a big difference in the esports space. And yeah, it does apply everywhere else as well. Gives you general uplift and stuff. So a bunch of cool ingredients in the gamer thing. So don't think you have to be a gamer to do it. I mean, creatives of all disciplines can do this. If you're just looking for a pick-me-up, something to get through the day, of course you can do it too. But yeah, it has applications everywhere, and it has the same Ghost flavouring system, same Ghost quality, estrogen for uptake, things like that as well. So yeah, all that good stuff. along with that new level ingredient. Yeah, very cool as well. So yeah, to be honest, I should segue away from energy drinks a tiny bit onto this every now and then because it's cheaper by the serving instead of flying through cans. But on that, Ghost are doing energy drinks. I can't remember if I've mentioned that. You may not have seen it online. It was announced probably a few weeks ago. Behind the scenes, they've been working away on this, and it's going to be huge. So yeah, they've got a big distribution tie-up over in the States, and I don't know for sure, but the plan will certainly be eventually to bring it to the UK. So Ghost Energy, Ghost Lifestyle Energy, that'd be very cool. That's something else to look forward to. Yeah, don't have a timetable, but yeah, more exciting stuff from Ghost. Although I hope there's a tiny bit of a breather because I end up talking to you about it so much. I just look like the biggest fanboy on the planet, which I kind of am because that's why it's in the mix. And you know, all the things I make a fuss of here, I really do love that. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. So yeah, that's just entirely, you know, I don't put myself through this just for the sake of trying to get, you know, a few pennies selling these things. And unfortunately, the cool American stuff is actually lower margin. But it's just we have such a buzz selling these things, like sharing them with you guys, and then the reviews tend to be good on them and stuff as well. So there's certain products like Ghost, like PES that we've done for years that just they're quite a pleasure to work with when we can get the stock. And right now, that's not that easy. Okay, so there you go, ghosty stuff. There's a pretty much full stock of everything on Ghost, so I mean now's a good time to stock up if you're after any bits and pieces. Obviously gyms may be opening on July the 4th. There's a lot of sort of whispering and nudging and things like that, so obviously wheels are in motion. I think there's a significant pressure on the government to let things open as quickly as possible. Yes, there is still quite a lot of risk, and I think everyone's trying to scrabble to do kind of like battle plans for it and what PPE you need and risk assessments, and those are big headachy red paper, red tape type stuff. But things fundamentally have to open. They have to get the economy moving again. So yeah, for our part, we're lucky that obviously we've been kept busy and we're still going by you great guys. But yeah, I think just looking at the high street behind the camera here, like the street we're on, it's bleak. I mean, everything's shut. There's a newsagent, but pretty much everything else is gone. So yeah, things do need to open up quite a bit. And yes, gyms. I mean, I've almost, you know, kind of rest in peace type thing to my gains at this point because, you know, I go for a jog every now and then, press ups, pull ups. But that's about as much as I've managed. I mean, a lot of you guys are doing loads better. But if you're not, don't feel bad about it. It's only, grand scheme of things, it's a few months. I mean, we'll be back in the gym soon enough, and it could be July the 4th. So you will have to see exactly what picture of that is, but very excited for that. And yeah, I'd love to see if that means customers are going to come back to the shop again, be around about. Well, I don't know. Everything's still up in the air, but we are still moving in the right direction. So I think that about covers all the bits and pieces I wanted to show you now. It is one of the shorter ones for me, so I'm going to take that as a bit of a win. Yeah, everything is up on site now. What have we got coming up ahead? We have got. I should say right now, in fact, I just loaded to the site. We've had a Nuts and More reload, most of the flavours back in there. Been doing incredibly well, so I'm sure a lot of you want to jump on that before it disappears again. We have got, what other ones are in this week? We're looking at some new products. That'll be exciting soon. So these are largely from Europe at the moment. There's some bars from Germany, and there's a range of snacks, functional foodie type things from actually Switzerland, but I think it'll be coming to us via Germany as well. So I'll tell you more as soon as we know whether that's a goer or not. We're also looking at some handmade proteiny treats, some cookies, some brownies, because obviously we're still missing Swolsome here. And that'll be the situation for the foreseeable. I think she's obviously going great guns to her own site, but right now it's probably time we try to find some other handmade snacks that we can get our hands on. Yeah, we will see if there's anything that kind of is up to standard for you guys, and we have the fun of sampling a bunch of things. So yeah, stuff's coming in now. So we've taken our eye off the ball a little bit in terms of products, or at least kind of, you know, smaller, more niche products, which we do tend to like doing here in the mix. So we are getting back onto that now. What else? I think Oteen's getting restocked. There've been a big gap on their squares that were quite popular. They should be back in the week, in this week. We should have. I'm looking around desperately. Oh, no, my mind's gone blank. It always does this. Yeah, I'm sure some other new bits I've completely forgotten as well, but there's plenty in the Just Arrived section. We're going to keep adding to that as we get the bits and pieces in. Anyway, thank you for watching, folks. I'm going to cut it off here. Yeah, but loads of cool stuff from Ghost to check out, new Fulfil bars and the rest. All of it's up there. Thank you so much for keeping us busy, still keeping us so busy over here. And yeah, I'll look forward to catching you next time. And as soon as I've got enough exciting things to throw at you. Have a fantastic weekend, guys, or I hope you've had a fantastic weekend. And I will, yeah, catch you next time. Bye for now.